Hello everyone, my name is Robert and I'm a Subaru ambassador, and a few of you have been asking how to lower the spare tires on the Subaru Ascent. So it's actually pretty easy. The most difficult part about it is probably just getting everything out of the way. First, there's a compartment here in your cargo area that you need to be able to access. I generally have a lot of my off-roading stuff and tools stored in here. This is hitch related stuff. These are for the car or the trailer. These are wheel chucks. Always have a spare tool set. I have a charger, and I'm going to get to what that's for in a little while. Everything that you need to lower your spare tire is actually in here. So in the event that you do get a flat, remember that the donut goes in the back. So if you get a flat in the front of the car, what you do is you take the donut off, you put it on the rear wheel, you take that good rear tire and you put it up front, and then you take that flat front and you store it underneath. So everything that you need to change your tire is in the car. I don't generally use everything that comes in this. What I end up using are some of my own tools. I've gotten some better tools that are a little bit easier, and the reason for that's because I off-road. So for instance, in this panel here is your jack. This jack has a little rubber clip right here. Take this rubber band off or undo this clip and your jack slides right out. Of course, everyone should know how to use that. There are instructions that are in your owner's manual on how to use this jack and where to place it on the car. Over here is a socket extension, and this goes along with the breaker bar. Now over here you're going to find a little panel that has a little book and an I symbol on it, which means basically read your instructions. But we're going to skip a lot of that. I'm going to show you how to do that. You take this panel off right here, and it just pops off through the little finger hole right there. This one also has a read your instructions symbol on it. It also has some instructions built onto it. So over here is another lug nut wrench. And it's a wrench that you're going to use to open this up. So over here, you actually have your tire iron. You have a cross wrench here. Now, this shows you here how to assemble this to raise and lower your tire right inside of your vehicle. So there are pictorial instructions. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to take this guy right over here, and you're going to use it like a pry bar, and you're going to find one little spot here that's a little bit different. Stick it right there, pry this up. Take this, get out of the way, and don't lose it. Inside here, you're going to find a rubber cap. You're going to take that rubber cap off. Just use your fingers. Do not use the pry thing. Do not lose this, because this is what keeps that area water sealed. Down inside of the hole, you're going to find what looks like a nut on a bolt. This is where you're going to take the pieces and you're going to assemble them to create this here in the middle photo. Basically, you take one, you take the second one from in here, and you take this, your tire iron, and you place this on top, and then you just winch it down. This way lowers it. Now, as I said, I have my own tools. That is a 19mm nut on a crank. This is a 19mm socket. This is also the size of the Subaru OEM lug nuts. So here's an OEM lug nut, which you'll find is 19mm. So what I do is I have a little impact gun. Didn't cost much of anything. I stick this on here and I stick it in loosen mode, counterclockwise. And there's my tire on the floor. Now, once your tire is down, the next thing to do, you'll find there's a cable hanging down and a little tension thing there. Take your spare tire, pull it towards you a little bit, and then lift it up. Once you lift it up, you're going to find that there's a little hook inside of here, a little plate. take that plate, turn it 90 degrees, and stick it through the hub. This is going to come out the top, and now you have your spare tire out. It's that simple. The inside of the spare tire goes facing down when you put it back up. Now don't drive off with that hanging underneath. If you take your flat tire and you do not stick it back underneath, do remember to raise that back up at the very least. Once it becomes time to put your tire back away, or to take your flat and stick it up there, slide the tire halfway under the car. The mistake a lot of people make is they stick the tire all the way under the car and they try and work underneath of the car. You don't have to do that. As you can tell, all you need to do, take the tire, stick it halfway underneath, take this thing right over here and stick this through. If you pull the cable back the teeniest bit, you can stick that end in, and then you can stick this end in. Push it through. Set the tire down. Make sure that right over here, this boot is back up through the metal piece there. Now it's just as simple as raising the tire from the inside. So over here, you would take the wrench that you built, or if you have tools like me, you're going to stick this in clockwise rotation, tighten. And you're going to very slowly bring it to the point where you know that this cup is inside of the hub of the wheel like that. Once that's there, you're going to again slowly bring it in. Now, if you have a rim that you don't want to get damaged, and it's going to be the back side of it, but regardless, you would slowly push it into place, align it, bring this up until it's like that. Now, next thing you're going to do is you're going to either hand crank or crank with a power tool like I am, right till it's kind of floating, and you're going to make sure that the cup in the center here is still sitting right in the center of the hub. So if that cup right there is still sitting there and your tire is floating, now it's time to raise it the rest of the way. Once it's in and aligned, make sure you don't over tighten it. The next thing to do after that, which is again very important, make sure you take your rubber cap and you push it back in. Now, a big problem a lot of people have, and they kind of flood out the cargo area over here, is you do that and they're not done. It's not seated. You've got to push right along the edge. So you're going to see here that this lip hangs out. So you're going to push along that edge and all the way around. Push a little bit in the middle, make sure the whole thing goes in, and once this is flush all the way around, now you know that you're done. If you haven't done it that way and this is up some, you have the chance of getting water in here, and you don't want that to happen. You all know that I go on some crazy off-roading adventures, so my tail end has been kind of like deep in the water, and as you can tell, this has never gotten wet because I've always made sure that that plug is back in the proper way. Now comes the cover plate over here. When you put that back in, it's pretty easy. Make sure that the eye is right side up. The end that goes towards the front of the car gets clipped in first, and you can see that because it's got these clip tabs. So that goes in, make sure it's aligned, then put the front end down and just click it into place. Final steps for this are to put away any of the rest of the tools that you've used. So we have this guy right over here, which goes in here. Our tire iron. So it's around this way. And then our other little wrench, which goes in here. One goes here, one goes there. This again goes bottom edge in first. Once that's in, just push where the clips are. There are 4 of them, 3, 4, and that's done. This one over here, again, information. goes with the eye facing up, and your clips are on the very bottom edge. So again, it's bottom edge in. Once that bottom edge is in, just clip in the edge that's forward in the car. And that's that. Now, the only thing left to do is to put the rest of your tools away, and you have just taken down your tire and brought up the other one. Anyway, I hope that helps you all out. Have a wonderful day.